And of course, been an hour. When doing this, it is important to drink. Let's go round to the other side. Also, that's what the seam ends up like. And yes, I know, press your seams at the end. I might just iron it, you know. One more forward. And back a bit. Okay, and I did not overshoot. I nearly did. Good. Now this is the other way, which is easier and faster, but less effective. Okay, and we can just tie those off easily enough. No, over this side. Come on. Let's put up a bit of a fight, that's all. Okay, that'll do. So we've now got a top with sleeves. It is not a good top and not with good sleeves, but it is a top with sleeves, which so let's get back to pinning again. Let's make sure we get that flat line done first. Come on, line up. that in. Go just a little further. Oops, got a little bit more than I should have there. And one last seam. Actually, no, one last seam. I've got 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. Of course, this seam's going to end up looking horrible. I know it. But, you know. It doesn't matter how bad it looks, as long as you're proud of it, because... Okay, so how can you be proud of something that looks awful and is really bad? And just look at your previous work and go, hey, did I do better? And if the answer is yes, you have done something to be proud of. You have improved. Because everything, almost everything that people do is an improvement over their previous attempt. Let's just add this here this time. And on this one. Just so we have a little marker to tell us where the edge is. Now I may well be saying all these in the wrong order. But yeah, the sleeve seams are the hardest. I will definitely say that. A bit there. Okay, let's just keep going. Now I keep stopping to correct, you know, little errors, stuff like that. close enough. Now you can see my little arrow pointing towards that. In fact, pointed towards completely the wrong place because why not? Why would I ever aim a seam at the arrow at the right place to instruct me? Ow. See, that's how long it's supposed to be. This is how long it turned out to be on this one. So I have gone quite a bit too far. I'm going to have to do that. Yeah, it was supposed to be there. I have gone too far. So who wants to put my notes? Stitch is going to fall out first. So I've got to be careful not to ruin all the material doing this. There you go, that's right. Now, just because I messed that up, let's correct it. And that's the most overdone seam I have. It's mostly just it's there to stop it unthreading. But this one's actually aimed at the right spot, so we might... Yeah, you're actually a seam, aren't you? Yeah. Back in. Let's put the blades away as well. We don't want any more injuries. Okay, come on, get out. Get out. Thank you. On the positive side, we didn't mess anything up too badly. I think I hit every pin on the line for that. Okay, back a little bit. and up. So now we should just have 4 of these to finish. So you know, it's 2 of these little bits. Yeah, no, it's 4, 2 per seam, because I didn't run back. Okay, and pop. Hello, stomach. Decided to wake up, have you? Well, don't worry, we'll get some food later. And as per usual, I am just chucking my, well, waste, crap, whatever, on the floor. Surprisingly, I had to spend some time after every session tidying and just correcting all the stuff that I've chucked everywhere. I mean, my pre-stream is loudly and obnoxiously listening to meme music, and my post-stream is transferring files while going, ooh, that's fast, and scrubbing up, because this place gets absolutely filthy while in use. And at the end, you've just got to go, yeah, this needed cleaning. Through. And through. Yeah, I can see why the cheap stuff I get is not done like this, because this takes a lot of time. The concept of piecework has never improved quality. Oof, that's quite a chunky seam. And somehow it tied itself in a knot. Yes, I went for 3 layers there, not 2. So I went for one of them twice, because that would completely mess up the whole thing at the end. I had to pull it back out. It makes it much easier if they're all about the same length. It's why I try to just use the same two pieces, because when you've pulled them out together, they'll be the same length. But so these should be identical front to back, and it makes no difference. So that seam is facing downward, that's facing downwards. This one should face upwards. Exactly as I expected, that I've sewn it this way, but and yes, I have done it back to front. I don't care. There is only one small difference, and I literally have got that exact difference wrong. And the question is, I've just found a fault that's gonna bug me. Now, do I leave it in as something that you won't spot on the final thing, but we all know it's there? Or do I not? Or do I fix it because it's the right thing to do? Okay, no, the seams for the sleeves meet, that's a rule. At the moment, I'm just pinning the two sides together, or front and back, so that I know where they are in future, basically. But next up is the neck hem. Or is it? I don't know. Yeah, I think the sleeves and main body, then the two hems, yes. Look at me correcting my mistakes before I make them. It's okay, that little mistake I did earlier will be corrected well, be hidden by the neck hem, hopefully. No, 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 no. Closer. Thank you. Yeah, seams first hems. Oh, I've got to do the arm hem too. Whoops. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seams left. Now these pins are just to hold it together, to give it a consistent shape. This would be traditionally where one would try on the garment to make sure it actually works. But I'm not going to do that because I'm brave and stupid. Mostly stupid, yes. Sewing machine seems to be running fine today. I guess I did something wrong last time or something. Let's see number 1. Okay, let's cut this back a little bit because I've left too much thing there. That side seems okay though. Yes, I am one of those people who once sealed up the end of the sleeve. I mean, who hasn't sealed up the end of a sleeve at least once in their life? Nope, just me? Okay. Okay, come on. It was curled up underneath, that's why I had to stop. Yeah, you can see the little differences from one side to another when you've got like A to B, B to A. Because they're small, but they really add up. I rapidly turn it there, that is where it goes under the armpit. And I rapidly turn it so that it's now following the new seam direction. Okay. Let's get this going. We can get these 4 through. Sorry. 8. There you are. Okay, one last bit. And so. And another bit. Oop, nope, that didn't get it. At some point, I need to make a permanent camera stand. And it goes, whoa, okay, we're all 45. I thought it'd be like 20 past, something like that. Nope, 1:45. Nice. It's fine, just keep cutting. And I need to put a mute key down here. I haven't programmed it in yet. And whoop, dip, dip, dip. Okay, and there we go. Once I get it, you have to do this for every thread. It does take some time, but this is how, well, it's just part of what you gotta do. Just go around here and Nope, 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 nope. Tie up knots. Come on, get off there. Okay, close enough. We just pop this in here. And tie off. Nearly there. Hey, all my seams are on the right side this time. I'm not going to have to unpick the whole thing. Something I have had to do in the past. But that's usually when I got side-specific materials. Like fake sheepskin is the worst. It's like, yeah, it makes really cool pilot jackets, but one side of it is fleece, the other side is leather, and let's just say, sewing that stuff, one's really difficult. And two, despite the fact that it's very obvious what side stuff's supposed to be on, it's still really easy to make a mistake. Okay, last one of this set. There are 4 seams left that I've got to do. Pretty much needless to say, I mean, I run for 2 hours, and at that point we will have hit the end, so and we can unpin all of these. 1, I need the pins back. 2, they don't need to be pinned anymore because they're now sewed together. And yeah, because it was solely a positioning thing, in theory, I should be able to finish this today, but in practice, you know. Okay. So, first off, I need to do some corrections on the cutting. And another one on this side, because I did that twice. So now they're relatively close together. And those two are pretty fine, so we're good. And yeah, if you're ever wondering why cosplayers keep finding pins in this stuff for like months after, this is it. You use so many of them. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to use 1 or 2 pins, then I'm done. It's like, no, you're going to use like 300-400. Okay, so let's just fold that upwards so we've got the ledge. Ooh, this one actually seems to be going in the correct direction. And yes, this is a very, very short top. It's basically for decoration on top of the dress, so it doesn't matter that it's too short, to be practical. And of course we want all seams to continue to go inwards. We don't want seams on the outside. Now if I'd have thought this through, 1, that wouldn't be me, and 2, have I really got my pins backwards again? Yes, I have. Of course I have. Why would I not have my pins backwards? And yeah, technically I have the wrong needle on my machine for this. This material, you're not supposed to use a sharp needle, it's supposed to like be a ball-ended one, I think. But then, of course, I don't care. If I was making proper stuff, I'd make sure to use the right equipment, but, you know, this is fun. Damn it, now I have the SpongeBob Fun songs in my head. I said the word fun. So it should... Oof, yeah, that's going to be really small on my arm. Oh well. On the upside, at least we know it ain't going anywhere. Oops, just pin. A lot of this process is just pinning. Fruit. Yep, there you go. And one more seamed pen, and we're done. Right, no, correct direction first time. And flip over, get that side, boop, done. I think I've used up every pin I own. This is going to become a problem. Okay, I haven't used up every pin I own. I've got like 5 extra boxes of them, but I think I've used up all the pins in this. Ow. Okay, no, back up, and through, yes. I started off with so many pins, I was just like, I'm never going to be able to use all of these. I just ran out. bottom solid as well. Let's grab both of them out a little bit further. One pin out. No, come on, back in. Okay, now they're in the right spot. Drop. Seam. Let's get you out from under there. We don't want you sewed in. And one down. Go. Do not lose track of the pins. That's one way to injury down. And yeah, the little accessories packet comes off, and it's got, or mine at least has a gap underneath, so you can, you know, run seams like this. I don't know if that's what it's intended for, but best guess would say yes. Ah. Also, this is why I run the stream for 2 hours. My concentration starts to go after 2 hours, and the whole thing starts to become a bit of a mess. I start making mistakes, so So that was a complete mess up. My seam just ran straight off the edge because I wasn't paying attention. That, kids, is why you pay attention. Do you know, my hand was nowhere near it. I just wasn't watching the line. Not like I haven't had that happen. So let's try that again. The lump's a little bit too big for it, so it's stuck. And we know how I deal with that. Pull it through. But it does mean that there's a lot of seam there, because it got stuck there for a minute. But it's okay. Yeah, round the bottom. Oops. Just went off again, just not nearly as bad as the time before. Okay, once we've done this top seam, we only have little corrections to do, and little bits, radius little bits, but they're not corrections because they were done right. But, you know, a little finishing, some tying off, stuff like that. So we might be finishing half hour late. That's fine. But I really want to get this bit done. That bit there, drop the foot, and of course when doing this, don't force your material through and be patient. Sewing takes time. Rushing it achieves nothing. mechanical speed up the sewing machine from what I'm doing. I am running at basic, like, nope speed here. It's fine. It's actually, no, I'm not running at full noob speed because this is about half of the, it's about half the setting. Get some more of this around here, shall we? Okay, there you go. I know it looks like my hand's close, but the speed this is moving, I've got about a second or so to react to anything. And I'm continually moving it back. And I'm continually moving the hand back as well to avoid the needle. I need to be pretty close in order to guide. Okay, bring you around here and you around here. You come out. This is going to be the hardest bit. And done. Yeah, my general rule of thumb is if you've touched the foot, you are dangerously close. Usually I'm about like 3-4 centimeters from the foot, and considering the fact that the foot is only about 3 centimeters long. We're not talking that incredibly close. But also, just to point out, when I started, I did not put my hand anywhere near that thing. It's still terrifying now. If I want to start, my hands were like back here trying to guide it, and if you're holding the cloth like that, it destroys your seams. Like, it will not follow them at all. Again, like most things, you just gotta get past the being scared of it phase, then once you've learned how to do the basics, you then over time get more and more confident with how you're doing. Until eventually you're happy with it and then you're just like, oh, I can do this. Oh, whoops, you're on the wrong side. You're supposed to be on the inside. Oops. Get on the inside. Okay, 2 more things and we're done. Now, of course, the years that I started at the start are not going to be even close to done today because, you know, extreme drying time. At least I didn't leave them in white, like dried white paint this time. Ah, don't the wrong side again. I'm getting good at that. Nope, didn't get all of them. I mean, I could leave this little bauble on the outside, but I'd hate it. I mean, I'm going to hate it no matter where I put it, but... I'd prefer to hate something about my cosplay in private instead of with, like, everyone seeing it. Okay, one left. And through. Yeah, that's good enough. I don't want to have to refret it a third time. So. Also, because the way I designed it, this is universal, so it does not matter which direction I put it. Make sure my arm actually fits up the sleeve. So yeah, it fits. So we'll take it off because we're done. And of course, turn this inside out, or the right way out. Yeah. Okay, so despite the dramatically increased thing size, it still ended up being relatively tight. That's just annoying. And let's go grab camera 2. I left relatively close today. Ooh, good on me. And I mean, it's about right, right? It's pretty close. I mean, it's too small. It's a little bit too small, but it does the job, and I'm okay with that. Plus, I don't have materials to make another one, so that's gonna have to do. Also, it can just be one. It's like a normal top that just falls down much lower. But yeah, it's supposed to be hanging down like that, so there you go. Now, of course, all the press seams need to be pressed, stuff like that, you know. Hello, camera 1 and camera 2. I did originally have that on a stand, but, I mean, I've got pretty much three times the width of my hand between the table and the mannequin, so I don't have any way to put a camera that I am not directly in the way of. I'll think of something, but... So yes, that's how I actually did this. So, thanks for coming. Hopefully you've enjoyed me making more clothes. And, well, I should be running this again next week. Oh no, I have a prop to make for this, so yeah, I'll be working on that next week. And thanks for coming. Hopefully see you then. And have a good day. Bye.